You must be missing me so bad. When you left, you said that I don't deserve you, but I can see that you don't wanna lose what we had. Oh, you're the one that I need. Let's just take it slow and just breathe. Loving someone is not easy, you know, but it makes us feel alive, so we go with the flow. Just love me harder, have no mercy on me, just tell me louder. If you're loving me, just love me harder, have no mercy on me, tell me louder. If you're loving me, can I tell you what I want? Can I tell you what I need? Can I tell you what I want? Can I tell you what I need?
Hey, good afternoon, baseball fans. Hang on a second. The baby is talking right now. We can't have that.
Okay, now Gorgo is back, I do believe. So welcome everybody to the channel. Gorgo 2005 is welcoming everybody in here. Mr. W. Norris, hey, thank you for your recent follow on Twitter. I believe I remembered to follow you back, and I appreciate it greatly, okay? So anyway, I was a little late getting started today because I was testing some stuff, and I think I finally got rid of my doubled up voices. Turns out that OBS update that went in the middle of last week, it really messed me up. I think what it did was it called in some sort of a cached set of OBS settings, and it was bringing stuff in that I did not do. So anyway, Alvin. Okay, yep, Alvin and the Chipmunks. He's gone. Yep, the Chipmunks are gone.
Now they're back.
Now they're gone. Okay. Oh, thanks for the kind words there, Ryan Shore 79. I appreciate it greatly. Okay. Yeah, I have fun doing this. But then the idea that I'm gaming at my somewhat advanced age, I'll be 70 years old, the next complete trip around the sun. But my gaming career, I guess you could say, goes back pretty doggone far. I started with the original iteration of Pong back in the 1970s. I was the very first person in my entire county to own a home computer. I still have my original TRS-80 down in the basement. Well, I should call them my archives, but it's actually a messy basement. But anyway, I fire it up every now and then, and it still works. That machine was responsible for launching me on a 30-year information technology career. So I cannot have anything but gratefulness to express to that little machine that is still downstairs. It would take about 500 of those, or maybe 1,000 or more, to match the computing power that I currently possess. But still, it's not too shabby. Mr. W. Norris relegated today, back to silver. Ouch, 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 ouch. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Okay. So anyway, Radman999, thank you so much for your follow on the channel, and again, Ryan Shore 79, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Okay, we have about 6 minutes before our first ad break, and I'm trying to get a better handle on things today now that I got the doubled up voices taken care of. And with that having been said, why don't we just go ahead and get into the game and see what we can find out here, because I'm sitting on my main team, the Flames, right now. Okay. Oh, okay. The internet's very important to you. I can certainly agree with you there. Okay. Radman's 999. You don't stream, but you're 65. Okay. There you go. Exactly. And only recently, and I can tell you this, and this is the wholehearted truth, I played Fortnite for several years up until maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and I completely gave up the game because I got sick and tired of it. Okay, so I was pretty decent at Fortnite. I had somewhere in the neighborhood of 117 or 119 career wins, of which 90 some of them were solo wins. So not that I'm bragging or complaining or anything, but I was halfway decent at the game. I didn't really do too badly. There you go. 39 Cobra. There's another old guy. Okay. Oh, you meant 25 instead of 65? Oh. Okay. Well, I'll choose to believe the earlier number myself because it gives me more validation. Okay. Okay, but 39 Cobra is pushing 60 and sounds like he's proud of it. See, all this gray hair that I've got up here, I've earned every last one of these things. Okay. So, Gagne, nine postseason games, 2.89 ERA, no saves. So not okay. But you were lucky enough to get a Gagne there, EVC. And Radman's been playing OOTP since 2003. Wow, you go way, way back. You probably go all the way back to the EMLB days of the Fluffy Kitty Ninja show with Kamish LB, because he goes back just about that far himself. I only started with Perfect Team 21, and even then, about 9 or 10 weeks into the season, that made me. That gave me a little bit of a late start, but I started picking up the game, and before you knew it, I was up in Diamond League with a lot of my that is a lot of my Perfect Team compadres up in Diamond, and staying up there and spending a lot of time. Now, after Perfect Team 22 came out, I kept 21 going. But it only, I didn't keep 21 going that much, except I would go back every now and then to pay a little bit of attention to my team. And that is my Perfect Team, because I didn't play franchise or anything else like that. So Ryan Shore just turned 43. Gotcha, buddy. Okay, good to hear that. So OOTP3, that sounds about right, Radman. Yep. But I started with 21. After 22 went live, then I kept 21 active, and I ended up saving up enough perfect points so that I could buy one of the hottest cards that was on the market then, and that was the Tony Gwynn perfect card. I added him to my team, and within a week or two after I added him to my team, Dark Raven is 46. Okay, there's a bunch of us old farts in here. But, okay, so the last time... oh no, I take that back. I stopped playing 21 when it went out. That would have been somewhere like May of this year. But about 2 or 3 weeks after I added that perfect Tony Gwynn to my Perfect Team 21 team, I actually won a Diamond League. But it didn't really count for much of anything because 22 was the active game cycle at the time. So I didn't really count that one as a real trip to Perfect League, but I did make it to the Promised Land, albeit a little later than I would have liked. My goal this year is to try to make it to Perfect League while the game cycle is active. And we can take a look and see what my Flames are up to, because we have some good news to report. We have some very good news to report. Let's jump in there and see what we have. I'll take a look at some of these tournaments here later because they've been running for a little while. But here's what's going on with my perfect team in Diamond 368. These are my Finneytown Flames. And what we have here, Mr. W. Norris is a 49er, and RWD 072059 is a 63er. Okay. So yeah, we have a lot of us old farts in here. A lot of us old farts. And everybody has a place in the game, regardless of age. I mean, like you could be a 10-year-old and have a place in the game. So anyway, here's what happened. Oh, wait a minute. I am in the semifinals of my league, and I just won game 1 of my league series. I am playing these Mackenzie Eagles, who have won Diamond before. Okay, I just won my division series with, are you ready for this? Another fellow affiliate streamer, DA186 and his Clarkston Cougars. I edged them out 3 games to 2 in the division series. And we just, two extremely evenly matched teams. And we'll take a look at that in a little bit. But in the meantime, we do have our first ad break coming up. So please hang on for a moment and we will take our first advertising break and hear a word from our sponsors. Okay? Be ready. Okay, gang, I do believe we are back now. I'm keeping a watch on the stream up here, up above me. It's where I keep my chat window open. Okay. Ryan Shore will accept gifted subs. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Cool. M-Dub in there. Okay. I got this. Okay. Thank you for the words of confidence there. Okay. We have. Oh, you're talking about the Mackenzie Eagles suck. Okay. Alrighty. We hope. Okay. So Ryan Shore 79 is soliciting a gifted sub. If anybody in the chat feels so kind that they could grant Mr. Shore a gifted sub, that would be terrific, so that he can get himself going. I'm not asking that for me. I'm asking it for him, even though I would be a beneficiary of the gifted sub, but I think he would probably get just as much or more out of it than I would. So if anybody's able to do that, I'd appreciate it, because right now I'm not in the position to be able to do that. Now, once my Social Security check comes in this coming Wednesday, then I'll be in a better position. But right now I'm kind of cash poor, so I can't really do the gifting myself. But I wish I could. Alrighty, let's see. In fact, I'm not even sure I can gift a sub on my own channel. I've never tried that before, but that's beside the point. So anyway, I'm beating up on the Mackenzie Eagles right now, 1-0 in this sub-league series, I guess you would call it, or league championship series is another term they use for it up here. Let's look at our tournament tree, because I'm hoping to be able to make it to my second Diamond World Series since the Perfect Team 23 cycle came out. Okay, Perfect Team 23, this would be my second World Series if I can make it past this set of Mackenzie Eagles right now, and I'm leading them 1-0. And heaven only knows what I'm going to find over in the other side of the table, because I need to take a look at the playoff tree here to see who is left on the other side. I've not been looking at them very much, but they have a 2-time Perfect League winner over there, folks. They have a 2-time Perfect League winner over on the other side of the table. So let's see what the playoff tree looks like. And it looks like the 2-time Perfect League champion San Antonio Macarenas have gotten knocked out of the playoffs by these Brooklyn Buzz, who are now up against the Soul LOL Cats from the TBD Friends group. Okay, so they have yet to play their first game. I just played my first game against the Mackenzie Eagles, and here was where I knocked out DA 186 and his Clarkston Cougars. And I really like his team name, not so much for the Clarkston part, but for the Cougars part, because Cougars were my high school mascot. I am an alumni of Frontier High School in the southeast corner of Ohio in Washington County, and I was in the first sophomore class at that then new school, which has since been renovated and added on to and whatever. But the Frontier Cougars are still very, very active, and I still have my Frontier Cougar band jacket down in the basement. That's how much of a hoarder, I guess you could say, that I am, that I've hung on to my high school band jacket for this long. Hell, I even still have my Ohio University band jacket. And if I keep losing weight at the rate that I'm losing, I'm down about between 65 and 70 pounds now. I won't be very long before I'll be able to fit those 2 band jackets again. So we hope. Now let's see how this next sim is. Am I going to go up 2-0, or is it going to be 1-1 with these Mackenzie Eagles? Let's see what we get. And I'm up 2-0. Ha ha ha. Now we got a travel day coming up. I'm ahead 2 games to zip, and we're going to spend a travel day in the next 15-minute sim, and then we'll play 3 games at the Mackenzie Eagle Park, and then we'll have another travel day and come back to play games 6 and 7 if necessary in my ballpark. And I've had some folks asking me here lately how my ballpark factors look like. So I'm going to take a moment here to show you that I had some pretty decent success. I won 162 this season with my Flames in Diamond, and here's what my ballpark looks like. Now, it takes a little while, and I apologize ahead of time for this, but I'm going to go in and show you my park factors, because it might surprise you with the success that I've had to see what my park factors are. So I think it's 100% RNG Grace in my favor. Okay, come on, game, anytime now. Ooh, my Paul Hines got MVP of the division series. Okay, now here's my ballpark. Take a look down here. Totally 100% dead center neutral. Okay? Nothing has changed here. And I've been this way ever since I started the Perfect Team 22 cycle. I decided ahead of time I was not going to be doing cheese. I'm not going to try anything even closely resembling cheese. So I've been doing just fine in Diamond with a perfectly neutral ballpark. Nothing other than 1.000 across the whole doggone board. Okay? So that's kind of surprising, I would dare say. Okay, thank you for the kind words there, Sam Koala. Okay, Sam Koala. Okay. Happy Sunday to you, Cheese Truck. Good to see you. Luke 1111. I have a shot at Perfect League. I hope so. I hope so this time around, because I got knocked out by the NAFO fellas the last time I made it to a World Series, and it looks like, again, my most serious competition got knocked out already in the playoffs. The most serious competition would have come from the San Antonio Macarenas, who have won Perfect League not just once but twice. Okay, the strongest competition I think then would come after that from the Soul LOL Cats from the TBD group. Okay, let's look at the league standings. I want to see where Brooklyn Buzz came into all this. They came in as a wild card team. Okay, they came in the number 3 wild card slot, and they had to win a game 163 to earn that final wild card slot. And that's where Dinosaur Bob and the Pimlico Pirates, they were on the receiving end, or on the bad end of that wild card deciding game play-in. Okay, so Dinosaur Bob and the Pimlico Pirates, well-known team around the Perfect League world. They lost the game 163 to these Brooklyn Buzz. And what did the Brooklyn Buzz do? They turned around and knocked the snot out of there it is right there, the 2-time Perfect League champion San Antonio Macarenas. You see their little team bubble there. There's 2 PLs there. Okay, so that's pretty doggone impressive. So they're knocked out of the playoffs by a wild card team, the Brooklyn Buzz. And it looks as if, okay, the Brooklyn right now is leading their sub-league series, or their league championship series, 1 game to zip over the Seoul LOL Cats, who happen to fly a Korean flag. So they may very well have a Korean owner, which I have no problem with, but I'm leading my series 2-0 and hoping to get to my 2nd Diamond World Series. Let's take a look at some of the team performances, because you're not going to find a whole lot here maybe to get excited about on the individual front. Okay, my pitching staff, I had 2 18-game winners. I had Jerry Royce going 18-9 and Bullet Joe Rogan going 18-8. Then I had Bill Gullickson going 15-10 and Kevin Brown going 17-13. I took Perfect Mad Dog. I took him out of the rotation to go with a playoff 4-man rotation. So Mad Dog came out of the rotation and came down here to middle relief. So he's helping bolster the middle relief core, and everybody else is in the spots they have been in all season long. Rob Nen is the lowest, or the highest ERA of my 3 late relievers. This is my version of the Nasty Boys right here. Remember the 1990 Cincinnati Reds that won the last World Series for this franchise? Yeah, they do have a lot of soul, Ryan Shore. Okay, Blue Jays going to win it all this season? I have no idea there, Sam Koala. I have no idea. But they're not looking too badly, though, are they? So what have I got here? These are my 3 Nasty Boys. Now, the 1990 Cincinnati Reds, who I'm very fond of. In fact, I moved to Cincinnati the year that they won it. Okay, so I got to go to the last World Series celebration in Fountain Square. I got some extra time off during noon hour, and we a bunch of us from work went half a block away to Fountain Square to get to watch the celebration, which was really cool. But the three nasty boys that the Reds had in their bullpen, very, very much a feared bullpen. They had Randy Myers, they had Norm Charlton, and they had their big horse, Rob Dibble. Those three guys together. Hey, thank you, Sam Koala, for your follow on the channel. I believe you are now number 694. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so those guys were the Reds' nasty boys. I've got my own set of nasty boys here with Rob Nen, Jonathan Papelbon, and Tug McGraw. Look at those ERAs that they've got there. Tugger was my only all-star game representative, if you can believe that. I had just about as big a lead cushion in my league, let alone just the division, as anybody else around here, but I only got one member on the all-star team. Because look at all these balanced performances here. The balanced performances on the pitching front, I think it was the mound guys here who really were my hidden strength. And they continue to be so. So if I take a look back here at my home screen, you get to see the stats. Second in starter ERA in the conference. First in bullpen ERA, fourth in FIP, fourth in pitching WAR, only 13th in strikeouts, but they didn't need strikeouts to get the job done. Third in defensive efficiency, sixth in zone rating, and seventh tied for errors. Our runs against, we were in third place and sixth place in runs scored, so there was a 93 run differential between what I scored and what I gave up. My batting average was fourth in the conference. My on-base percentage was sixth. My OPS was fifth. You can read the rest of the stats from here without me having to read them to you. But anyway, these Flames aren't looking too shabby at all, and I'm hoping to be able to make it to a Diamond World Series for, again, the second time in this game cycle. If I can do that, I feel like I can hold my own against anybody. At least I hope so, okay? And if I hold my own against anybody, that means I get my goal, my long-standing goal of getting to Perfect League in a live game cycle. I'd love to see it happen. Okay, there's my second drop that just came in. Okay, ha 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 ha. Okay, Stream Elements is my chat bot there, Sam Koala. He does all of my thanking for me, but then I like to thank you too for your follow on the channel. Okay, Sam Koala, I wish I knew what the Blue Jays are going to do, but I do not have a crystal ball, let alone two. But did he say that? Forget I said that. Lame attempt at humor. So anyway, we've just about worn out these guys. They are on a travel sim day anyway, so we can say we're pretty well done with the Flames for now, but we will come back and visit them because we're going to run our historical simulation of the week from this account. We're not opening packs today. We're not opening packs at all. But if we take a look here, okay, I started out the day with 21. I started out the day with 21 packs. I have since gotten a semifinal loss, which was good for 3 packs, and I just picked up a drop, so that's where my 4 packs came from today. I'm in the process of picking up pack number 26 on this account. So let's jump out of here. We're going to jump out of here, and we're going to go take a look at team number 2, where the outlook was not quite so rosy. And if you've been keeping up in the Discord, I pretty much announced, oops, hang on a second, I didn't do so good here. Let's try this again and see if we can get it right this time. Okay. Because I have a long, complicated password that makes it next to impossible to replicate. Okay, so I've got some Iron Best of 5 I can spam here. Let me do that one first. And then we'll jump in to Perfect Team and see, oh, look at, I can buy me some packs. Got me some perfect points somehow or other. Didn't come from playoffs. I must have sold some cards. I might have gotten, oh, it's too early in the season to have gotten postseason rewards yet. So I can't say any of those 2890 came from achievements, except for maybe a 2020 player or something like that. Yes, I did get a 2020 player. I got 100 perfect points from Hank Aaron, stealing 20 bases and hitting 20 home runs. So I'm going to go ahead and buy a couple more packs here, and then we'll take an in-depth look at this number 2 team, my Wildcats. And I had somebody in the Silver Discord chat suggest to me that since I spend so much time in Silver with these guys, I should call them the Silver Cats. Except for one small problem. The Finneytown High School athletic teams, their mascot is a Wildcat. So this is kind of a nod to our local high school teams, even though I don't have the colors right. The colors would be red and blue. Those are the official team colors. I tried changing them to red and blue, but for some reason or other, OOTP insists on making them purple and white. I have no idea. So every time I try to change it to red and blue, OOTP changes it. So I gave up trying. So anywho, the Wildcats will be keeping their name, because that is the nod to the high school that graduated all four of my kids, all 4 daughters of mine, and they all have gone on to get master's degrees. And one of those 4 may be chasing after a PhD if her career path that she's on now dictates that she needs to do that. I've got two of the 4 girls are working for universities. One daughter works for Miami University, just up the road in Oxford, Ohio. She's the tenured librarian up there, the one that came by to visit me during the tail end of my stream yesterday. So she came by to visit for a bit. She is an employee at a university, and she is tenured too, because she is an associate librarian, and she's trying to work her way up to a full librarianship up at Miami University. Then my second university worker is my youngest kid, the second one of the 2 twins that popped out 2 minutes after her twin did, and she works for Mount St. Joseph University in the western side of the Cincinnati suburbs, out there in what they call Delhi. So she's working out there as a reading specialist, and she got her master's degree from Mount St. Joe in reading specialties, and the person who heads up that department has taken her on as kind of a protege, and she's kind of in training to take the head of the reading specialties program once her mentor retires from teaching, and we don't know how long she's got there, but the 2 of them make a pretty doggone good team working with reading specialties. So I've got a sim coming in, and it's not going to affect this team at all. We're going to take a look at team accomplishments and records here, and then we'll maybe take a look at the tournament tree to see if anybody in chat might have a team active in the Silver 252 League playoffs. So let's go ahead and jump into the pitching staff, and we'll see that, okay, some of the pitching wasn't so bad. Charles Bender and Pedro Martinez, kind of, they took it on the chin more than a little bit. We ended up 2 games underwater at 80 and 82. Sandy Koufax, who I drew here several weeks ago, he's done fairly decent. Okay. Radman, the team you played only had 6 pitchers, and they were all exhausted. Holy moly. Radman got 20K perfect off 1 game last year. Oh, you beat a team all 35-1. Oh my goodness. That was kind of crazy. Somebody maybe fell asleep at the switch while they were trying to manage that other team. But anyway, I'm running with my usual 12-man pitching staff, and Sandy Koufax is the ace. El Cid is right behind him. And then these other 3 guys had losing underwater records between the Ryan Express and Pedro and Charles Bender. So I've got to get these guys to pick up their game a little bit. And I've got a decent bullpen over here, except for maybe Mark Pryor, who had a much better season on my Diamond team but even though I told him to use him less often, he ended up with a 5.01 ERA, which is about the highest one on the staff under Charles Bender's, or less than Charles Bender's 5.12, but that's another story. So that's what my pitching stats looked like, and you can see more pitching stats from up here. Nobody had a sub 1 whip. It looks like the best whip that I had was Red Faber up here at 1.12, and he was in my bullpen in long relief. Okay, so let's go take a look at my lineups and see what they look like. Okay, so here I've still got a live card playing for me. I've got live Luis Arias playing for me at second base because his card slaps, hits pretty doggone good. Look at 346 batting average for Arias, live Arias. So I'm pretty pleased with the way he's been performing for me. There's Shoeless Joe up there, 352, and my lowest average was live DJ LeMahieu at 213. But this is a packs only team in that this team relies 100% on cards that they draw, either to earn mission rewards, which I also use on the team, or just to flat out play on the team itself. Hank Aaron, mission reward. Buddy Bell was a draw. Shoeless Joe, mission reward. Billy Hamilton, missions. Jimmy Fox, mission. Delahanty, mission. George Fox, no, wait a minute, I take that back. Delahanty was a draw because he's a Platinum 1 card. George Foster was a draw. Del Crandall was a draw. I think so. Let me see. He might have been a mission reward. Yeah, he was a mission reward. Okay. Gabby Hartnett, I'm pretty sure, was a mission reward also. Let's see. Yes, he was. Fred Pfeffer, he was a draw. Luis Gonzalez was a draw. That was my first and only perfect that I had for the longest time until I finally earned Hank Aaron up here. But Davey Concepcion was missions, and DJ LeMahieu being a live card, he was a draw. So that's where I got all of my players here. Most of my pitchers came from mission rewards. So my particular flavor of packs only that I play uses mission rewards. We don't sell them to buy more packs with to try to get some more players on my team. That's the other flavor of packs only. The only thing that the two flavors have in common is that we don't buy cards from the card shop. We don't buy cards at all from the card shop. We sell cards in the card shop, but we do not buy cards there. We use our perfect points to buy packs. And like I just did with the 2,800 or the 2,000 perfect points I just spent on 2 more packs to bring me up to 9 total on this team since yesterday's pack rip. So this team isn't doing too badly, but my third team that I'm getting ready to take a look at, after we look at the league standings here to see who in this chat might still be active. Okay? Take a look here. We had the Steel City Buccos, the Hickory Creek Cannibals. The Buccos won that series 2-1, and here the Trash Bandicoots, they won their series 2-0, their wild card series, and they ended up winning their division series over the Bay Area Legacies. Look at those TTC teams in there. Those are EVC's theme teams. This is my second team here. My Wildcats ended up in an EVC endorsed TTC, which is, I guess, what theme team. I don't know what the C stands for, but I know the TT stands for theme team. So the Steel City Buccos lost their division series 3-1 to the Buffalo Wings, but the Trash Bandicoots won their division series, and they're currently tied 1-1 with the Buffalo Wings in the league championship. Okay, over here there's another theme team, the Detroit Roots, that are up with the Loyal Legends, another TTC team. And to get there, the Legends beat the Drummondville War Machine 3-2. And there's the Joe Buck Yourself from the FFS Friend Group that got knocked out by another theme team, the Detroit Roots that we noted back here. The Chicago Jays were also a theme team, as were the Shermer Primetime. But they got knocked out in the wild card round. And the only survivors of the theme team groups, look at this, 3 of the 4 surviving teams in Silver 252 are theme teams. And EVC must be loving every little bit of it. Theme team community. Thank you, Coach Dave, for clearing that up for me. Theme team community, and I will try to remember that for all future, or for all posterity, shall we say. The game's AI is Dusty Baker. Okay, all right. Okay, Radman had never won so many perfect points in a single game before. There was one time when I won something like 16,000 perfect points as a result of one game. And it was all not just from one game, but from one player. It was back in Perfect Team 21. My Jacob deGrom, my perfect Jacob deGrom, pitched a perfect game that got me 10,000. He also pitched a rocket game, and then he also got an achievement for his high pitcher score. Okay, he got the rocket game achievement, and he got another one for I think the rocket game might have been for the number of strikeouts he had. He had something like 15 strikeouts. Okay, and then he also got the one that had to do. Let's see, I got to get my facts straight in my head. The other achievement was only for 1K, but I got 10K from the Perfecto, 5K from the Rocket game, and 1K from the third achievement. I can't remember now. I think I might have just said it a moment ago, and it's already left my gray cells. But I have gotten as much as 16,000 perfect points from one game and one player alone, and that was back in Perfect Team 21. Okay, so we've looked at these guys. And anybody in here in these playoffs, okay? Joe Buck Yourself. That's a funny team name, ain't it? If you watch DishNet 34's stream, especially where he has the Friday night showdown, Joe Buck Yourself makes regular appearances in there, okay? And we are ready for our next ad break, so let's get ready to take our minute off, and everybody else can take a water break or a pee break or whatever you so please. And here we go. Okay, gang, we should be back by now. I'm double checking my other stream monitor up here that I use to look at my chat and making sure that we are, that I'm keeping up with my chat. And as a matter of fact, speaking of chat, I missed a couple of remarks back here from Torgonius. The Torgonius said he went 1-9 in the last 10 games. We must have been talking about somebody else that I was showing here, and they must be taking lessons from you. I hope not. I hope that you are having a better end of your season than that. Okay, going 1-9 in your last 10, that doesn't help yourself at all. Okay, so we are done, I think, looking at this number 2 team. We've looked at their stats, we've looked at the league, but nobody in here, nobody in these playoffs, except, let me look here. EVC was in the chat there for a little bit, but he might be ghost shipping right now and picking up his drops that way. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this number 2 team. Now let's go take a look at my number 3 team, because they have some better stuff going for them, I do believe. I'm going to spam another Iron Best of 5 here. Let's do that. And we might come back later to see them. But I'm going to sign out of here, and we're going to get in as the 3rd team, my Juggernauts, who are not based on anything except my own whims and desires. Okay? No team name loyalty here, like I had with the Wildcats. Okay, team number 3. I'm going to try to pick up another Ace of Iron tournament while I'm here, and there they are. And hey, I got that 30-second slot, so they will be preparing. We're ready for another sim to come in up here. And look at here, just since yesterday, these guys have picked up 29 packs. 20 of those packs came from when I drew and promptly sold Perfect Live Aaron Nola. Okay? Because his L10 isn't even up to 20K yet. Okay? So I had to sell him for the bare minimum just to get 20K out of him, because his L10 wasn't going to help me out any. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in and look at my number 3 team, the Juggernauts, and hopefully we'll see some good stuff coming out of them. Because I started this team out in the wild card round. And we'll take a look. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. Okay? Let's take a look. Here we go. The playoff tree. All right. Here we go. I started out way over here as a wild card team, because I was 2 games in the division behind these guys. Who are these guys? This Orlando Ocean. Take a look and see who their manager is. Okay, up here, Dishnet34. And I take this to mean that this is his PAX only team. But Dishnet34 is the owner of the Orlando Ocean, and I knocked them out 2-0 in the wild card round. So I wished him GG's and better luck next time in the silver chat a little bit earlier over in Discord. That's what I did that for him. Then we got to game 5 in the division series up against the Evil Corporation, and their manager's name is Evil Corp, EVILCORP, and I took them in a very, very closely decided game 5. Okay, now we're ready for another sim to come in. I didn't look at myself there at the beginning. Am I going to play a game 3 or is it an off day? Let's see what we have here. Is it going to be 2-1? No, that was an off day. That was a travel day. This will prove it. There we are. We had, I went 1-1 in their park, and now we're coming to my park to play for 3. The reason that they got the advantage, the home field advantage, is because they won my division. I came in 3rd in my division, and Dishnet's Ocean was ahead of me by 2 games. So I knocked Dishnet out of the wild card round, and now I'm playing up against our division winner, and so far holding my own, tied up 1-1 with the Pooh Bears. Okay, and this is in silver 282. Okay, so let us run back and look at the league stuff here. I think, okay, here we go. Postseason coverage and playoff tree. Okay, so Williamsport Crosscutters, okay, they are ahead of the Tampa Bats 2-0. The winners of these 2 series go here in the middle to the World Series. So that tournament has gone on. The Cincinnati Buckeyes, who I was kind of curious to find out who these guys are, they lost to these same Williamsport Crosscutters 3-2 in their division series. There's another 3-2 decision with the Tampa Bats against the Grand Rapids Brewers. Okay, Grand Rapids Brewers started out as a wild card team, but they got knocked out here. And the Cincinnati Buckeyes were the other wild card team that made it to this round, and they both got knocked out by what looked like division champions. Okay, because the Tampa Bats had a bye to get here, and the Williamsport Crosscutters had a bye to get here. So we have two division winners, the top two division winners in that entire conference. This whole side of the table, these two were the top two teams. Now, I was nowhere near the top two teams. I was number 3 in my own division. So there, ha ha. So I made it past the wild card round. I got past the division series, and I could be going for a World Series here in silver if the Juggernauts can take on and beat the division winning Pooh Bears. So that's how we're looking there. Here's what my team looked like. My team was led pretty much by Leon Day and Nolan Ryan, okay? Clayton Kershaw didn't have too bad a season. El Cid didn't have too bad a season at 10-10. But I moved Charles Bender over. You notice, okay, wait a minute, was it Bender or was it Dickey or Faber? Yes, it was Red Faber that I brought over from the starting rotation to go with the 4-man playoff rotation. Red Faber was my 5th starter. And he did 11-12 on the season, so that's one of the factors that caused me to move him over. That plus he had a 4.43 ERA. Even though El Cid had a higher ERA, at least he didn't go underwater with his pitching record. So I kept him in the rotation because he's kind of a streaky pitcher anyway. He's got more hot spots than he has, as much as he has cold spots, but he has more hot spots than Red Faber ever did. So, anywho, that's what we have going on here on my pitching staff. I had no sub-1 whips. Looks like the lowest whip I have on here is the 1.22 from Kurt Schilling up here in long relief with a 3.77 ERA. So these guys didn't do terribly badly in the pitching department. Take a look at the home screen here and we can see that our starters ERA was 8th in the conference. Bullpen was 4th. We were 5th in batting average but 11th in on-base percentage, 4th in OPS, 3rd in batting WAR, 8th in pitching WAR, 2nd in zone rating, 5th in defensive efficiency. You can see the numbers for yourself. 1st in base running, I like that, and tied for 2nd least errors in the entire conference. So, looking at the lineups, my strength here in this silver team also was Shoeless Joe Jackson. He was leading my Wildcats in batting. He's also leading my Juggernauts in batting at 317. Everybody else, there's Billy Willie, who I got with a very, very lucky draw. A really nice 98 card for the outfield. He's batting 295. Nolan Arenado, who is a mission reward, he's batting 282. Hank Aaron, mission reward, batting 280. And I think, okay, he had 22 stolen bases and 33 home runs. 8 more stolen bases, he would have been a 30-30 player, but he had to settle for 20-20 as a result of his slightly lower stolen base total than his home run total. But that 33 home runs led the club. Jimmy Fox was second with 26 home runs. Pfeffer had 18. And we had 19 up here with Arenado. 10 from, I had to spam another tournament, okay? Willie Davis got 10 of his own. So they didn't do too badly. So, yeah, the lowest batting average I had here was Jimmy Fox, who second on the team in home runs. So I didn't feel like kicking him to the curb. And he still had a 1.0 WAR. I've got a negative 0.2 WAR from Mule Suttles and a negative 0.1 from Stan the Man Usual. So that's what this particular outfit looked like, but they are continuing to rip up the silver playoffs in 282. So I'm really, really pleased with how my Juggernauts are looking. So we have 2 teams that are in World Series hunts right now, serious World Series hunts. So we'll be checking in on them throughout the course of the day, but mostly after we do our historical simulation, which we will be getting ready to do very, very shortly. Okay? Got 17 minutes till our next ad break, so we're going to jump out of here and go to my start screen, spam another Ace of Iron tournament. Okay, there we go, spamming another one of those, and let's go back to my main team, the Flames. I want to see how they're doing in their playoff hunt, because they were leading in their league championship series 2-0 over the Mackenzie Eagles. Okay, no number after that guy. Okay, here we go. All 3 tournaments still running. Before I go take a look at the team, I'm going to tease you a little bit. I want to look at this longest running tournament and see where I'm at. I've already got 3 packs from a tournament placement earlier today. I got a semifinal loss in the very early morning action that I'm counting on today's take. I had, 31 packs that I got yesterday on this team. 10 of them got ripped on stream. Okay, we are in a quarterfinal, and we're playing the Eagle Rock Ridge Runners, who are owned by Ozark. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen them before in a bronze tournament, but first time for everything here. So I'm tied up zip with them, but I've only lost 1 game in the first 2 rounds so far. Who are the Blue Jays that I played? The Jim Unknown Blue Jays. I love it. I love it. I love it. Laptop Hound 67. I see him a lot in not the gym part, but the Laptop Hound. I see him in bronze tournaments all the time. Okay, so anywho, let's get out of here. Now that I see that I'm in a quarterfinal, at least with this number 12 tournament, let's see what I've got going with these Flames in their league championship series, because by now I think we should be pretty well into the first home game that the Flames would play in their park in the league championship series. So let's see how we turned out in game 3, if indeed we played game 3 yet. I think we did. Oh, we took it on the chin. We lost at home. 5-0. We got shut out. So my Kevin Brown got knocked out badly by their Jerry Royce. So that kind of sucked. But let's see, I'm playing up against their Vida Blue, who has an 11-9 season record, 1-0 with a 1.29 ERA in this postseason. Who am I putting up to pitch in this next game? Let's see. Pitching for me next, my 18-9 Jerry Royce. Okay. Yep, my 18-9, my staff ace, one of my 2 staff aces between him and Bullet Joe. Looking pretty nice. And look at those innings that Jerry Royce pitched, 269.1. I want to see where he stands in some of the league statistics, just out of curiosity here. Okay, looking for innings pitched. Do they keep innings pitched as a stat? I don't know that they do. I don't think innings pitched is a stat. I don't see it anywhere. I do not see it anywhere here. Here, there, anywhere. RBIs that they gave up. Okay. These, wait a minute. I want to look at pitching leaders. No wonder I'm not going to find it here. Here we go. Now I'll find innings pitched, and there it is. I was looking at batters. Silly me. I've got a sound for that one too. Go! Okay. So, 289. Okay, so he's got the second most innings pitched to another Jerry Royce that played on the Supersonic Snot Rockets. Okay? That's what the SUP stands for, is the Supersonic Snot Rockets. They're a team in my division. And I knocked them out in the division series to get to this league championship series, which I'm still leading 2-1 at this particular point. Okay? So, that's just about it, I think, for looking at the teams. let's jump out and get to out to this screen, because I'd say we are just about ready to do our historical simulation of the week. Now, our returning champions are the 1984 Detroit Tigers. They first took on and beat the 1975 Cincinnati Reds. They since took on the Gas House Gang St. Louis Cardinals and beat them. They took on, or they had a week off where we allowed the two curse breaker teams, the 2016 Cubbies and the 2004 Red Sox. They played each other in a series to see who would earn the right to go on and play the 84 Tigers in the next series, which was last week. 84 Tigers took that one also. So we have to find an opponent for the 84 Tigers, and I've got, I think, the perfect one. The perfect one for them. So let's go ahead and get into our historical exhibition. I need to build a transition screen for them, like I have for my packs. So I'm going to do the visiting team first. The challenging team is going to come from the baseball boom. And I think you're going to know who I'm talking about when I pick the year. My Reds, my 76 Reds that swept the New York Yankees in real life in the 1976 World Series. They had 102-60 one-loss record over the course of the regular season. So that is going to be our challenging team. See, because these 84 Tigers that I'm going to put in down here, they've already beaten the 1960 or 1975 Reds. That was the first series that they won, and they have not been beaten since. So what I want to do then is, okay, we're going to pick the defensive era, okay? And we're going to pick 1984, and it's going to be the Detroit Tigres, who went 104-58. Pretty evenly matched teams, at least on paper, but they were both in real life managed by Sparky Anderson. Okay, that's one of the reasons I wanted to pull in the 76 Reds, so we'd have another Sparky versus Sparky managerial matchup. Okay, we're going to use the 1984 settings, we're going to use end of season rosters, and we're going to use no injuries. We're disabling injuries. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, and we're going to get going on it. And I'm going to set myself up for a whole bunch of game sounds that I'm going to try to utilize as much as possible. So I'm taking a real quick look at things, okay, to see where all the stuff is. So in the case of some really wildly positive stuff, I've got this. And then if a team is hurting, I've got this one.
I need healing.
And I've also got this one in case of a strikeout. And I've got another one in case of a strikeout. Well, I could either use this one.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Or I could use... Where is it? Where is it? Oh, this one.
Denied.
That's the pitcher saying that one to him, okay? And in the case of a pitcher having a really easy inning with somebody, I've got this one. This is the pitcher talking. Poor batters, they had no chance. Okay, so anyway, I've got a whole bunch of different sounds I'm going to try to insert for comic effect, whether it be lame or not. Okay, is anybody here an expert on card grading? I know that I am not. Inning pitches under the pitching leaders tab. Yep, MW are oh so right. I was looking at the batters and I caught it a little late. If I'd been looking at the chat, I might have seen that. Okay, I might have seen that. Okay, nothing new. Mr. W. Norris came in. Sam Koala using the emotes like none other. Okay, okay, okay. And oh, Doc Holliday Twitch. Oh baby, that's your Loyal Legends theme team, Killin' Ray. Okay, team, not time. Okay, that's your time, Detroit. Detroit Roots. Okay, Doc Holliday. I can see now why you are the Detroit Roots. Okay, I'm catching up with chat. I'm sorry that I missed so much of it here. So, a couple of teams playing each other here and wishing each other good luck. So, let us see what we go to next. We're ready to simulate game number 1. Okay, it's going to be Freddie. Oh no! Pat Zachary for the 76 Reds against Dan Petrie for the 84 Tigers. Okay, we'll simulate this and see how this particular game 1 works out. And the Reds take game 1 with a 4-3 close call. Let's look at the box score and see how it looked. The Reds did their scoring late. The Tigers did their scoring early. They started out with a 2-0 lead. Then the Reds came back with a single run. Then the Tigers jumped out to a 3-1 lead. Then the Reds tied it up with 2 in the top of the 6th, and then won the game, the winning run in the top of the 7th. And the pitching held everybody down from there to the end. The Tigers had an error in their ball game. Let's look at the game log and try to look at the scoring opportunities here, because there weren't that terribly many. Okay, so in the bottom of the first, here's where Detroit would have scored a couple runs. So Alan Trammell's the first man up. He hits on a full count, hits a single between short and third. He hit it between short and third. Exit velocity was 98.8. So out to left field. And then here, oh baby, Kirk Gibson got this one. And you know what I like to see, or have the sound do whenever I see one of these?
Oh baby, a triple! Oh yeah!
Kirk Gibson drives in the first run of the ball game with a 3-base hit, a fly ball to that looked like it was over the left fielder's head and maybe bounced off the wall, but it bounced around a little bit maybe, but allowed him to go all the way to third base. And Kirk Gibson did not have the best legs, if you remember your history. So yeah, that ball had to bounce around the outfield a little bit in order for Gibson to make it to third. Okay, so Trammell scored on that one. Next guy up, Chet Lemon, struck out swinging on a 1-2 count. And then the next guy up, Rupert Jones, hit him a 2-base hit in the gap between left and center. He really belted that ball. 106.2 exit velocity. Holy smokes, he smoked it. Okay, so he hit a double to score Kirk Gibson from third. And then here we had back-to-back groundouts. Shortstop to first, second base to first. Lance Parrish and Lou Whitaker in that order. So after one complete inning, it was Detroit 2, Reds nothing. Okay, so now we get down to the bottom of the second, top of the second, nothing there, bottom of the second, nothing there. Top of the third is when we have our next scoring. So the first guy up was JB, and he struck out on a full count, struck out swinging. Next guy up was Davey Concepcion, who this fictional Davey Concepcion does better than my mission reward Davey Concepcion usually. But he on a 1-1 count hit a single. Looks like 6 down. It looks like it went down the left field line, perhaps, or just past the third baseman. It got out. Oh no! Just past the shortstop. Oh, in the middle. Okay, okay. Number 6 is short, not third. Okay, so he hit it just past the shortstop. Looks like it went up the middle, and just past the shortstop's reach, and he is on first base with a single. Then Pat Zachary gets up and misses a bunt, and then he makes contact the next pitch, hits it to the pitcher, and that is in between the pitcher and the first baseman. And there was a play at first, and the batter was out, but he was successful in moving Concepcion to second base. So he got to second base on the sacrifice bunt, but there are now 2 outs. The next guy up, Ken Griffey Sr., got up there and on a 1-ball count ripped a double looks like down the first base line drive, exit velocity 110, hi-oh, 110 miles an hour. And for those of you who are new to the channel, whenever I see that number 110, I have to do something that is somewhat of a tradition in the marching band I was in at Ohio University. If you see over my left shoulder here, you see that green and white plume sticking up. If I turn around a little bit, you can see the hat, okay? You can see the hat in its full glory. But that is a marching band hat that I got from when they were selling old uniform parts as a fundraiser for their next round of uniforms, which have stayed in basically the same style ever since 1967, okay? But anyway, the working name for the Ohio University Marching Band is the Marching 110. It used to be, back in my day, when it was an all-male band, we were 110 marching men of Ohio. And since then, there are many, many more than 110 people in the group. They push 300 these days, okay? But what they do is, hang on a second. Okay, oh my, okay. My wife is watching the Pittsburgh and Cincinnati football game, and they are going into overtime with the Steelers here at Paycor Stadium. It used to be Paul Brown Stadium, but it's now Paycor Stadium. They're tied 20-20 and going into OT. Let's go Bengals. Hoo-day. Okay, so Ken Griffey hit that double down the first baseline to score Concepcion. Now it's 2-1. So here, oh wait a minute, what was I talking about before? I was talking about, I can't even remember now, but who cares? It must not have been important enough to carry on. So let's see. Next scoring is going to be in the bottom of the fourth, when Detroit got another run to counteract the one single Reds run. Leadoff double from Rupert Jones. Then Lance Parrish grounds out to the second baseman and sends Jones over to third. Okay. And then we got the next guy up that drew a walk, a one-out walk. And we still have Rupert at third. So they're first and third now with one out. We're ready for our next ad break. And then we had a fly ball out to left field that was deep enough to score. Rupert Jones from third. So that's where the third Detroit run came from. We'll come back and revisit the box score, or the game log here, after we take our next ad break. So please be ready. Here we go. Okay, gang, we should be back. We should be back from our ad break. And I moved a little bit further down in the game log to look at game one here. But we can see where the Reds got their 2 runs from. The Reds got their 2 runs on a reach on error. So that particular run, when it came across, that would have been Pat Zachary, the pitcher, got on with an error. Then Ken Griffey Sr. hits a single that moves Zachary over to second. Nobody out yet. Next guy up is hit by the pitch. The bases are loaded now. Nobody out. Cesar Geronimo got hit by a pitch, so Petrie got himself into a jam, and his defense didn't help him much either. But Joe Morgan, Little Joe, got up and hit him an opposite field fly ball to left field that was deep enough to score Pat Zachary from third base. So he went there. We had a fielder's choice at second, 4-6, which was getting a force out at second base, but they weren't able to get the out at first. So Ken Griffey went to third on that, and we're now first and third. That would be Foster on first, Griffey on third, still now with only, let's see, now it's still only one out. It's, oh, no, 2 outs. I take that back. My bad. The fielder's choice was the second out. Then Dan Dreesen comes up, and on a 0-0 pitch, Foster steals second base, okay? And then a wild pitch from Petrie, didn't help himself at all there, scored Ken Griffey with the third Cincinnati run, and that made it 3-3, Reds, Tigers tied up. So the top of the next inning, this is where the Reds took the lead, and look where they got it. Peter Edward Rose, graduate of Cincinnati Western Hills High School, hit the ball out to left field and knocked it way out of the park. His distance was 372 feet, so it looks like it was fairly close down the line. And he was responsible for winning game number 1 with that winning run there. David Concepcion chipped in with a double a little bit later, but that was basically how the Reds got through game number 1. Okay, we're going to finish today. We're going to simulate game number 2, and we're going to try to go a little bit quicker because we're running out of time. Okay, and the Reds are ahead in the series now, 2-0. And we can see now that they won this game 2-0. And we had a home run from George Foster, his first of the series. Let's look at the box score. We won't look at the game log. But the Reds got, Foster's home run must have been a single shot or a solo shot. Okay. In the top of the second, that's when Foster hit his solo home run. And then in the top of the seventh, let's see who did what when in the top of the seventh. Okay, just a real quick glance here to see where that single Reds run came from. Johnny Bench with the leadoff single, then a passed ball got Bench over to second, and then we have a ground out 4-3, second baseman to first. Bench goes to third on the ground ball. Then we have a squeeze bunt, a sacrifice squeeze. Oh, baby, that would have been fun to see. Freddie Norman with the suicide squeeze, and Johnny comes home to score. And that was the second Reds run. That would have been fun to watch. I mean, like, Roonies. I'm thinking that, here they are out in the field, and they pick up this bunted ball, and somebody's saying to somebody else,
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Okay, but by the time they figured out where they found it, Bench came home to score. And in the meantime, we're ready for game number 3 after a travel day. Okay, so let's get ready. We'll finish the day, and we'll do our travel day, finish the day again. And now we're ready to simulate game number 3. Now this one is in Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Jack Morris is the Detroit pitcher, and Don Gullett, the lefty ace of the Reds, I would dare say, is pitching for the 76 Reds. Now we are ready to start this off, and in this corner over here, we have the defending champ, 1984 Detroit Tigers. And in this corner, we have the challenger, Cincinnati Reds from 1976. and they're leading 2-0. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. And if Dishnet is watching, if Dishnet34 is watching, not only did I beat your Ocean, but my Reds are beating your Tigers. Okay? Okay, so let's go on and simulate game number 3 and see if the Reds are fixing to maybe take a sweep, or will Detroit put a crimp in their plans. And yes, Detroit did indeed put a crimp in the Reds' plans. So far, it's visiting teams that are winning the games. The 84 Tigers beat the 76 Reds 7-2. Lance Parrish got a home run. Let's look at the box score. We might not have time to look at the game log. But they had 3 runs that came across in the first inning. We'll take a look maybe at the first inning in the game log. But Trammell hit a run-scoring double off of Gullett. So Don Gullett gave up how many runs in how short a time? He pitched 4.1 innings, gave up 9 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts with a 10.38 ERA. Please. Okay, but Jack Morris pitched his usual masterful game, and he only gave up 2 runs in 8.1 innings, and Randy O'Neal came in to get the last 2 outs of the 9th inning for the save. Or no, they didn't call it a save because it wasn't close enough to be a save. But anyway, Trammell hit a run-scoring double. Let's take a look at that first inning in the game log, and we'll just follow it along. Leadoff triple off the bat of Kirk Gibson. Another triple, and we know what that means.
Oh, baby, a triple! Oh, yeah!
Another one of those. Lou Whitaker gets up and hits him a single and drives in a run. And there's 1 run. Then we have a double off the bat of Alan Trammell that drove Whitaker to third, and he comes around third, and he is safe at home on the throw. So it's 2-0 Tigers before the Reds even get their first out. Then here, there's another single. Nobody out yet. Trammell's at third, and Chet Lemon he's on first. Lance Parrish gets up, and he struck out swinging. So there's out number 1. The next guy up loads the bases up. Darrell Evans draws a walk, and Chet Lemon goes to second, and we still have Trammell sitting on third. Next guy up, Larry Herndon. He hit a fly out to center field, or to left field, I should say, and it looked like it was deep, and it was deep enough to score Mr. Trammell from third base on the throw. So that was that. There was no throw, in fact, by the left fielder. So that's where the Tigers got their 3 runs to essentially win the ball game in their very, very first at-bat in Riverfront Stadium. So let's get out of there, and we are ready to finish today. And let's go ahead and simulate game number 4. Let's see what comes out here. And look at the winning team is again the visiting team. 84 Tigers against the 76 Reds, and they win 7-5, and the series is tied up at 2 games apiece. Look at the home runs that Detroit got. They got Rupert Jones and Lou Whitaker with home runs, and Joe Morgan, Little Joe, got a home run for the Reds. Let's look at the box score and see what we had there. And the runs got a little bit spread out. There were 3 in the top of the 6th for Detroit, but they ended up with two runs in the top of the 9th that ended up being the winning runs. And you can see from the seesaw affair that we had here that it was very much back and forth here. Okay, whatever the hell that sound was. Some of that new wave music, I guess. Well, anyway, we had us the 2-run home run from Rupert Jones in the top of the 6th. So he's responsible for 2 of those 3. And what do we have here? What do we have? A follow from MDub46. Thank you so much for your follow. You should be follower number 695. Thank you. I appreciate it greatly. Okay, let me come to here. And, oh, Mr. W. Norris, good grief, I missed it. How did that, it didn't put off an alert. You gave me, Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He gave me 100 bits. Oh, his alert came in the same time as M-Dub's follow. That's why I missed it. So, Mr. W. Norris, I've got something for you too. You ready for this? Okay, here we go.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best.
Okay, looking good. So thank you for the 100-bit cheer. We greatly appreciate it. Every little bit here. Extreme UW is saying, Gorgo, read your chat. Peanut Gallery here, read your chat. Okay, what am I missing? I will notice in about 30 minutes when he checks chat. Haha, you're almost right. Break with the commentary. Longest break ever. Look at your chat. Okay, da-da-da-da-da. I was enjoying the commentary too much to notice. The break screen is still up. The break screen is still up. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It's supposed to give it up. Okay, my bad. Let's fix that. Something wrong with OBS again. Dadgummit. Okay, we'll get it. We'll get it fixed. I should have seen that. Okay, we are now back to the game. My break screen took hold and did not give it up because it's supposed to, at the end of the ad break, at the end of the music, it's supposed to switch back to the game. And it didn't do it. Depending too much on automation. The wonders of computers. Okay, thank you, folks. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, we are back. Break screen is still on. I see it now. We're back. Okay, so you had to rely on my golden dulcet tones of my voice to tell you what the hell was going on, but I appreciate your patience and I appreciate your forbearance sticking around with the old fart. I should have actually seen that. If I'd looked up, I would have seen it. And I was saying, what in hell is that doing there? Okay, because the break screen, gosh, we spent almost 10 minutes on the break screen. Okay. Yeah, because the scene, the automated button on the Stream Deck is supposed to change the scene to this scene, and it didn't do it. So I got to try to figure out what the heck is going on there. It might be another Age of Radio. Thank you, Mr. W. Norris. Yes. Thank you. Okay, so if you cheered me 100 bits, just try to grab my attention. It caught my attention. Yes, thank you. Okay, every little bit helps. So let us see what we had here. Okay, we pretty much figured this was a back and forth seesaw affair that allowed Detroit to tie it up 2 games apiece. We're going to go ahead and get back to the game because we're running out of time to actually try to play one if we can, because we have pretty much used up our time on simulations instead of actually playing the game. Okay, so now we are playing Game 5 in Cincinnati, the final game in Riverfront Stadium before we head back to Tiger Stadium to play out games 5, 6, and 7. That is game 6 and 7 if we need to. Okay, here we go. And the Reds pulled out a win. We beat them 4-3. Very, very, very close game there. The pivotal game 5 going to my Reds. Let's get to the box score. And there, oh gosh, what a come from behind affair here this was. Detroit got spotted to a 3-0 lead. The Reds came back with single runs in the 5th and the 6th to get to 3-2. And then the go-ahead and winning runs ended up in the bottom of the 8th. So let's look here at the scoring summary here that tells me top of the 2nd, Darrell Evans hit a run scoring single off of Zachary. Okay, Morgan hit a solo home run off of Petrie in the bottom of the 6th. That's where the 2nd run for the Reds came from. And then the bottom of the 8th, there's where the 2 runs came from. Tony Perez got an RBI. Ken Griffey got an RBI. And Ken Griffey's RBI was off of Aurelio Lopez. I wanted to say Alejo Lopez, but that's not correct. Okay. Oh, there's a good song coming. Okay, so Aurelio Lopez got the final out in the ninth inning, but the I'm sorry, in the eighth inning, because the Reds didn't have to bat in the ninth. So anyway, we'll skip on ahead. The Reds are now leading this series 3-2. Now, I'm going to go ahead and skip through a lot of the next game. There's a travel day coming up. Now, we're going to play this one, but we're going to play it extremely quickly. Okay, so I'm going to do some skipping around in case we have to do a game 7. Okay, we're going to have AI do everything. Artificial intelligence doing it all. And here we go. Ready, set, go. Artificial intelligence doing it all, so all I'm doing is maybe a few innings of action, and I'll do a lot of jumping around because we have a lot of stuff to do. That's the first time my ad break button on my Stream Deck has failed me. Very, very first time, but I wouldn't put it past, because the OBS update was accompanied by a Stream Deck update, and they had to work hand in glove in order to get everything to work right. And I thought I had everything going okay, because I restarted my computer like 3 or 4 times in between yesterday and today, so I would have thought that everything would have been in sync. It helped me get my audio stuff in order. My audio house is very much in order now, but now that Stream Deck part just totally messed me up. Okay, so thanks everybody for being patient with the old fart. Okay, EL must be Exhibition League. And now with a 1-strike count, Ken Griffey leading off the inning in Detroit, and there's a quick throw to first from second to get Griffey out. That was on a 1-strike count. And now with a full count, here's Geronimo up, and he hits it to second base. There's another out for Mr. Whitaker to first. Okay, and Darrell Evans gloves it. So we're ready for the next batter, who is Little Joe Morgan, who's been hitting pretty decently this series. And on a 3-1 count, draws a walk. So he's standing at first base with 2 men out. So let's go and get us a George Foster up to the plate. And with a 1-ball count, Morgan going to second, and he's in there safe. He is in there with a steal. Okay, so Joe Morgan now on second base. So a base hit off the bat of George Foster can score Little Joe Morgan. Okay, with a 2-ball count now. Lazy fly ball to left field, and Wilcox stares it down, pulls it in, and the side is retired. Reds made a little bit of noise with Joe Morgan's 2-out walk, and he stole second base, but he wasn't able to get any further than that. So after 1/2 inning, it is Reds nothing, Tigers coming up to bat. Okay, so here we have leadoff batter Kirk Gibson up against Freddie Norman. Some lefty on lefty action here. And with a 2-2 count, what does Gibson do with the ball? He struck out swinging. And we know what that means.
Denied.
Okay, Freddie, good pitch, buddy. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the next batter, who is Lou Whitaker. Sweet Lou hits it down to first, and he takes it himself to the bag. So Danny Dreesen came up with it, and he took the out. Okay, so we are ready for the next batter up in the inning. Are the Reds going to get through the inning in order? Is it going to be 1, 2, 3, or is Mr. Trammell going to ruin it? Okay, with on the first pitch he sees, Alan Trammell hits it lazy fly ball out to center field, and he pulls it in. Geronimo pulls it in, and the Reds are out of the inning 1, 2, 3. So at the end of 1 complete, it is Reds nothing, Tigers nothing. Okay, so we have us. Okay, the age of radio, Mr. W. Norris got it. So nobody on and nobody out. So what happens? Danny Dreesen gets up and draws a 4-pitch walk. So he's standing at first base with nobody out. And we are bringing up to the plate Peter Edward Rose, who is going to try to at least move Danny Dreesen up, if not, but no, he's a hit king. he can hit the ball and do not only an advance, but get himself on base as well. So with a 1-ball count, he hits a single to right field. And coming around, oh man, he was out from here to there. Dreesen made a bad move going to third on that, and he got himself tossed out by the strong arm of the right fielder. So long throw. And we are ready for the next batter, who is going to be JB. And he got a single in. And Pete Rose did the smart thing and stopped at second. Here the home crowd's not too happy here that the Reds have men on first and second with 1 out. So are the Reds going to make some noise here? Let's see. Coming up is Davy Concepcion. Let's see what he can do for us. Okay, come on, Davy. With a 1-ball count, lazy fly ball out to left field, and nobody can move up. Nothing happens, so now we have 2 outs in the top of the second, and our next batter up is going to be pitcher Freddie Norman. Okay, he wasn't a bad hitting pitcher as I remember. Okay, according to this, he had an on-base percentage of .333, at least in this series. He's been on base 1/3 of the time he's been up. So let's see what he does with a 2-2 count, and he struck out swinging. Oh, baby. So what did he end up getting? He got the little... So here we are coming into the bottom of the second, and Chet Lemon is now up with the 84 Tigers, and on the first pitch he sees, hits it out towards right, and whoa, he caught it over his shoulder, and George Foster made a nice running catch of that ball out there near the warning track. So anyway, 1 out now, and let's see what happens. Again, on the first pitch he sees, Lance Parrish is up, and he hits it deep to right, and Foster pulls that one in. So 2 outs, 2 pitches, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Next man up, on the 4th pitch he sees on a 2-1 count. Is Foster going to get all of them? Foster got all of them. All 3 putouts attributed to George Foster in right field. So at the end of 2 complete, it's Reds nothing, Tigers nothing. Okay. Ken Griffey Sr., leadoff batter, is now up for the Reds. Okay. Righty on lefty action, and Griffey looks, it's going to drop. Yes, that ball fell in and hit some green. So the leadoff man is on first with a no out single. Well, leadoff, no outs, leadoff. Okay, it's another one of those moments for me. Okay, next man up, Cesar Geronimo. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do on a full count? He took a walk on a full count, and with nobody out, the Reds are starting to juice the bases here a little bit. First and second, nobody out. And who's coming up? Little Joe Morgan. This guy can do some damage. What do we see on a 1-2 count? Oh, the ball got away from the catcher. All the runners move up. They are standing at first and second base now. Second and third base. Nobody out. Nobody out. The Reds are threatening to make noise. Okay, so what's Little Joe going to do on a 2-2 count? He got a single. Is it going to be 1 or 2 runs? Is it going to be 1 run or 2 runs? It looks like a 2-run single off the bat of Little Joe Morgan, and the Reds take a 2-0 lead in the 3rd inning of this ball game. Okay? Alrighty, so let's see. We still don't have anybody out yet. And Joe Morgan standing on first base, but the bases are empty otherwise. He drove them all in. Okay, so the wild pitch from Milt Wilcox did not help his cause or his team any at all. Okay, so we now have George Foster, he of the mighty swing, up at the plate with Morgan on first, nobody out. So let's see. And Morgan tried to steal second. He wasn't so lucky this time. and he was out from here to there. I think they were ready for him. He must have tipped him off somehow that he was going to steal a base, or try to steal a base. So bases are empty now, one person out, and George Foster is up at the plate with a 2-ball count. And what does he do on this pitch? Hits it to second baseman Lou Whitaker, and he throws Foster out at first. We're now down 2 outs, and the Reds are down to their final out of the inning, and that's going to be Danny Dreesen. Righty on lefty action here. Danny Dreesen, our first baseman, and what's he going to do with a 2-2 pitch? Looks like a lazy fly ball to right field, and there it is. He pulls it in, and we are done with the top of the third. So a scoring inning for my Reds, my 76 Reds, and they take the lead in this one 2-0, and they're leading 3-2. Okay. I think in order to save time, I'm going to jump ahead to a later part of the game and see if anything happens. Let's go to the let's go to the 8th inning. Okay, the 8th inning. And, okay, nice little piece of action there. The Reds are still ahead 5-3 after 7 innings complete. It was tied up 3-3 at the end of 5 complete. The Reds got their 3rd run, and Detroit got their 3rd run in the 5th inning. But we got single runs in the 6th and in the 7th to take the 2-run lead. No errors in the game. So the 76 Reds are up to bat first in the 8th inning. Let's see what we have. Detroit has Juan Berenguer on the mound. Ken Griffey Sr. leading off the top of the 8th. Okay, and on a 2-2 count, what does Ken Griffey do? He hits it to Lou Whitaker. Easy throw out at first, 4-3, and we are 1 man down. Next man up is Cesar Geronimo, and he struck out swinging. Ooh, baby. Okay, hot strike there. Even though it was out of the strike zone, that's where the slider took him, and he went with it, and he missed it. So 2 outs now. Next man up is Little Joe Morgan, and on a 3-1 count, took a walk. That's the 2nd walk of the game for Little Joe, I do believe. Or maybe, yeah, right. He had a single, and he's had 2 walks. So I think he's been on all 3 times he's been up, or 3 out of 4 times. I haven't looked at those in-between innings that we skipped a lot of. So anyway, George Foster's going to be the next man up, and on the first pitch he sees, Morgan's going down to second, and he's in there, and the ball got through the second baseman out to center field. It trickled out there, and Joe goes to third. So is George Foster going to be able to bring Little Joe home with the 6th run of the game, an insurance run for the Reds? Okay, we'll check in on that after our next and final ad break, and I'm going to be watching my break screen this time to make sure it doesn't screw up. Okay, be ready. Here we go. Okay, gang, it looks like the Stream Deck did its job this time. It looks like the Stream Deck did do its job. It took the scene back to the game. which is what it was supposed to do last time, but didn't. Okay? I think so. I think so. Yes, Grizzly old dude, you are right. It is the 84 Tigers against the 76 Reds. The 84 Tigers already beat the 75 Reds in the very first series that they won to put them on their win streak that we're trying to, the 76 Reds are trying to end that win streak today with a win streak of their own. Okay, so George Foster is up at the plate, and with a 1-strike count now, and Joe Morgan sitting on third, what can Foster do? 2-2 count now, and he hits a lazy fly ball to right field, and the right fielder pulls it in, and the Reds don't get an insurance run. They made a little bit of noise. So here the Tigers come up to the plate, and we're running more out of time. I'm going to go to the 9th inning. Okay, we're going to do another half inning, get the Reds through it. Did they get an insurance run? No, they did not. It is 5-3. Now, here we go. We are ready to play the bottom of the 9th. Let's see if Detroit can do something to try to get even. And Raleigh Eastwick, the Reds' bullpen ace, is on the mound. Okay, so on a 2-2 count, okay,
Strike three.
struck him out swinging with a sinker ball. Okay, Raleigh, nice job, buddy. So we have us one man out, and the 84 Tigers are down to their last 2 outs before this series is done, and the Reds, 76 Reds, walk off with the series title. And we are ready. We have Daryl Evans up at the plate. The number 6 hole batter is up, and he is their first baseman. So let's see what he can do now on a full count. A little blooper, infield blooper, and Pete Rose picks it out of the air, and we have 2 outs now. The Tigers are down to their final out of the game and very possibly the series. Okay, so here we go. It's going to be Rupert Jones up at the plate, and on a 1-2 count,
Strike three.
Raleigh Eastwick struck him out looking, and the 76 Reds have done the impossible, and that was knock off Sparky's 84 Tigers. So Sparky beat Sparky in this one. What a good game. What a good game. Good series, as a matter of fact. I love seeing my 76 Reds do stuff. So we'll have to find out another team now for the 76 Reds to play next week. And that has yet to happen and will be determined at that future date. Let's go ahead and get out of here. We basically, let's see here. We'll leave the game and see who got the World Series MVP, and it was Ken Griffey Sr. He got the best thing going for him. And if we look here, okay, in the 76 World Series, he had 6 home runs. 148 games. This was real life Ken Griffey, looks like. It doesn't look like it was the fictional Ken Griffey in this World Series. Let me see if I look at him over here in this particular spot. No, it still shows me the same thing. It's not showing me World Series totals. It looks like it's showing me season totals. Okay, well, anyway, the 76 Reds will return as the victorious returning champions next week. We will finish today and get out of here, and we've got us a perfect point giveaway to do. Okay? And let's see now. What have I got here? I should be up. I should have gotten all 5 of my drops. So let's take a quick look at my market transactions, my financial transactions, and it'll tell me what has come home for Papa. So I'm surprised to see drops coming in that late. But we did spend some time with the simulation. I'm fairly certain that I got all the way through, and I want to see how my Flames are doing too. And look at. Are we in a World Series, guys? Are we in the World Series? Are we in the World Series. We're going to a Game 7. Holy smokes! And the other series is going to a Game 6. Brooklyn Buzz beating the Seoul LOL Cats 3-2. But I had to win this most recent one to pull up even with the Mackenzie Eagles. And the Mackenzie Eagles, if I remember correctly, let's look at the playoff tree. These guys, the Mackenzie Eagles, are 2-time Diamond League champions. Are they? No, 1-time Diamond League champions. And if I look at the managerial record, we will see that, yes, they have been to Perfect League back here in the 2034 season. They have been to Perfect League. And they had an 84-78 season, but it wasn't good enough to keep them in Perfect League. 6 games above 500, and you're not good enough to make it to stay in the league. So anyway, he got sent back to Diamond. He's been in Diamond ever since, and he's been trying to work his way back to Perfect. But I'm standing in his way, and he's got to get past me for a Game 7 to make it to the World Series. So we won't be able to see that, I think, on this stream today. We won't be able to see it because that game is going to happen at 5 p.m. And by then, I'm hoping to be out of my stream because I've got to get some supper cooking up today. I am the head cook today, and we are doing leftovers, even though it'll be nothing more than heat up. But it is the zucchini au gratin recipe that's in my Discord, as a matter of fact. If you ever join up with my Discord, and the Discord chat link has been coming up from Nightbot here quite a bit today, so you can go back through chat, which I haven't done, and find yourself 76 Reds and the 61 Yankees. That one looks pretty intriguing, Ryan Shore. That one looks very, very intriguing. We might have to think about that one a bit, because the 61 Yankees, I seem to remember that they played a certain other team that year in the World Series. I got to go back and remember who that was. but anyway, this sim will be coming in. My last sim of this World Series, or I'm sorry, of this championship series, is going to come in while I am finishing up the stream. But in the meantime, we still have us a Perfect Point giveaway to do, and I'm going to get myself set up for that real quick. I am here for this part. Now I need to get my screen set up for the giveaway. So let us go to the just chatting screen. 61 Reds, you are oh so right. I knew that, Ryan Shore. That's why I said, I wonder who they played that year. Yep. Yep, 61. That particular year was actually the first year I got really interested in baseball as a kid. I was only 8 years old in 61. Okay. LOL sighting. Okay. RDT. Oh baby. Okay. Those LOL cats. Yep, they are in there. So let us see. Are they your team by chance? The Seoul LOL cats. LOL cats. Okay. Let's see. We are ready. We are on the correct screen here. I'm going to be going into the giveaway here very shortly. And here's what we need to give you as far as ground rules for the giveaway. You enter one of two ways. There are two different ways you can enter, but you only need to use one, and you have to use only one, because if you use more than one, it kicks you out of the giveaway. Also, if you put a number after your command, it kicks you out of the giveaway. It's going to be exclamation point enter or exclamation point ticket. Don't put a number after the command. Even though the chat command, and I have no control over it, Stream Elements makes that, it puts that chat out there that says enter 1 or ticket 1. No, don't put a number after the command. It will kick you out. It's going to be exclamation point enter, then nothing. Exclamation point ticket, then nothing, before you hit the enter key to actually push it through. Okay, so one or the other, but not both. And you don't want to do a number either. You don't want to do both, or it'll kick you out. Okay, now the game, we'll go ahead and get this thing started. I've got to paste in my last giveaway that I did, and we're going to get ready to start it. So you know the ground rules. Now, once a winner gets picked, I will need to have your OOTP account name for whoever the winner is, and it will need to have correct capitalization. I'll send you a Twitch whisper where you can give me that correct capitalization of your OOTP account that you want your perfect points to go to. Winner gets 25,000. Everybody else just has to be content with the GGs and better luck next time. Okay? So we are ready to start this thing. Let's go ahead and get going, and the giveaway is cooking. We're going to let it run for a couple of minutes. We don't have anybody in there yet. Exclamation point ticket or exclamation point enter. Only do one or the other, not both. Okay? Winner walks home with 25K perfect points. Hey, Zero Cat, first time in the chat. Welcome to the chat, buddy. Good to see you. And PJ Sleaze, first time in there. Thank you. My wife just handed me the worst news ever. The Bengals lost their season opener at home to the Steelers 23-20. Well, that means both Super Bowl teams lost their season openers in OT. Yep, PJ Sleaze. I knew about the OT. But I did not know about the field goal. My wife just brought it back and gave me the bad news. Okay. Okay, let me go to the giveaway here. We're just about through the first minute. We have 21 entries. Exclamation point ticket, exclamation point enter. One or the other, not both. Okay. First minute is through. You can see the timer up in the upper left corner there. The timer is running. When it gets to about 2 minutes, we're going to call it false. Okay, we're up to 23 entries now. Darth Can Soups and Follow Durden. Follow Durden, by the way, folks, is another affiliate streamer that you can follow and watch his streams and get yourself some drops from, just like the Old Farts channel, this guy. Okay, 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1, and the giveaway is now closed. Dub Daddy Dub was our last entry. He is entry number 24, and we are ready to draw a winner, so please be ready. We are going to draw a winner, and the winner will be NJ Charman. Congratulations, you have won 25,000 perfect points courtesy of OOTP. Congratulations, buddy. Okay, I'm going to be talking to you in a Twitch whisper once I get to the channel here. So, NJ Charman, here I'm going to send you a whisper here real quick. Be ready for it. And I'm going to be asking for your OOTP username. Correct capitalization, please. Okay. And if I can spell correctly, I'd be dangerous. Okay. If you don't know where Twitch whispers are, NJ Charman, up in the upper right-hand corner of your Twitch screen where you're watching the stream right now, you see my picture in a little circle there in the extreme upper right-hand corner there. Okay. What you want to do is move over a couple spots just to the left of Get Bits. There is where the whispers are. That little whisper bubble right there is where your whisper is at, where I'm asking you to get me the account name with the correct capitalization so that we can get you your 25,000 perfect points. N Charm. Okay, right. Got it. Okay, thank you so much. No, there's no J in there. Got it straight. If you don't mind hanging on for just a moment, what I would love to be able to do is go into the game and confirm it, if you don't mind. Okay, I'm going to do that real quick and make sure that that I get that straightened out, because I like to confirm it first if I can at all. Okay. Okay. And yes, okay, I see you have two teams out there, N Charmin and N Charman 2. So your gold team is going to be getting yourself 25,000 perfect points. Again, congratulations. We appreciate everybody entering. And thanks to everybody for entering the giveaway and for coming and spending time with the old fart. Let's get ready to call our quits here for today. And I'm going to first off go out and get myself somebody that I can maybe raid. Last time I looked, Cavicom looked like he was on. So I'm going to check out OTP and see if anybody's out there streaming. And we're going to set up a raid. Nersha Bianco, Nersha Banco, he is streaming right now. He will give you drops. And Cavicom is still streaming. Just to let you know that he's out there streaming, but he does not offer drops. Nersha Banco does offer drops, so I'm going to raid Nersha. Okay, please be ready. We're going to get this ready to go on the road. Okay, go to Cavicom if I can, Nersh. You're almost done. Oh, okay, so you're spending time streaming your own stream and in my chat? Holy moly. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that endorsement there, Nersha Banco. We appreciate it greatly. So he is telling me to go ahead and go to Cavicom, so I'm going to send you to Cavicom. All right, be ready. Okay, we're ready to start it. Okay. Oh, you always try to keep an eye on me? Am I that non-trustworthy? No, I appreciate the kind words, buddy. I always appreciate them. Okay, so here we go. We're going to set up the raid, and in the meantime, it's going to be Gorgo 2005, rounding third and heading for home. Thanks for spending time with the old fart, everybody, and we will wish everybody a great rest of the day. And go give Cavicom all the Gorgo love that you can. Here we go. Be ready. Take care now. Bye-bye.